Hello my friends and welcome to a new Animal Crossing video. In today's video I'm going to show you two builds, an ice cream parlor and a restaurant, both using designs that I have made by myself. They are actually pretty spontaneous because I have just decided to improve some areas on my already finished island Bellnita, but I wasn't fully happy with some areas, so I decided to replace some builds. So let's get right into this. The first build is a little restaurant called Franklin Fries, and it's a design that I actually made for my island Mykonos, but I have just decided to add it to this island as well. So this is the creator code in case you would like to use this design for your island as well. The dimensions that you're going to need for this build on the first level are 7 squares to the side and 3 squares up, and for the second level 5 squares to the side and 1 square up. I also added some changes right after I had finished this build, which you can see in the building progress right here. So it's actually just one minor change. I replaced the diner chair with the basic school chair with the wooden texture. Okay, so the build is done, so now I'm going to show you the result. So I also improved this little lookout area right here, so I extended it actually because I wasn't happy with the way it ended. Like, if you went downstairs, the view was pretty much blocked by all the buildings right here, which you can see on the left. So I extended this little viewpoint basically, so when you go downstairs, it's not too hidden actually, so you get right into the neighborhood district and this transition to the city right here. So this is just a little change that I added off camera. But anyways, let's have a look at my Franklin Fries restaurant. So I forgot to mention this, but this design is obviously based on the NPC character Franklin, so I decided to give him his own little restaurant. So yeah, he sells fries and this is the result. So I'm actually very happy with how this turned out. So originally there used to be a waterfall build, but I didn't like this one, so I removed it and added a nice little restaurant. So I am actually very happy with how this view looks right now, like with the buildings, like this entire cityscape scenario, and also with the little Franklin Fries restaurant. I also added some changes, like adding this curtain item to fully cover the cliff, but you can still see the Bellnita sign from certain angles. So for example, if you position yourself right here, you can actually still get a glimpse from the Bellnita logo, but the cliff is actually fully hidden, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. So let's have a closer look at the Franklin Fries build itself. So yeah, that's the Franklin Fries build. Since I used a standee, it was kind of a struggle to find an item which fully covers the cliff without covering the standee, because the logo on the Franklin Fries standee is pretty huge, so it was really a hard time finding an item which doesn't cover the entire logo. But I actually found this item. I forgot the name, it kind of has a complicated name to be honest. I'm just going to display it right here again. So this is the item that I used, so I'm really happy with how this build turned out. And I think using standees is so amazing, especially if you're running out of design slots like me. So this is also a great way to still create as many little interactive shops or stores for your island as possible. Yeah, so I'm actually very happy with how this build turned out. As I said, I replaced the diner chair with the wooden school chair. So I really like how this flows, but you still have the pink diner chair right here. So it's a bit more of versatility in terms of item usage. So yeah, I really like this, and let's go to the next build. So this is my ice cream parlor build, which I've created for this island, and it replaces an old build which used to be inspired by Star Trek. So it was basically like an Animal Crossing recreation of the Star Trek Starfleet headquarters, also using a design that I made. So the design itself is still available on my MA for Bellnita, but I decided to replace this build. It lived long and prosper, but it was time for something new. And yeah, so I decided to add an ice cream parlor because that was an initial idea for this island, but for some reason I never really got to do it, except for a mini ice cream parlor like near my amusement park area. I still wanted to have a huge ice cream parlor built like I do on my other islands because I absolutely love ice cream and ice cream cafes in real life as well. Like, they totally give such tropical or like vacation vibes and just summer energy in general. So I also wanted this for Bellnita since it's a tropical island. So yeah, this is the build, and it uses a design that I made for my island Mykonos, which is inspired by the heartbrand in real life, or well, it's basically the same logo. So it's the heartbrand ice cream franchise that we all know in real life, known under many different names all over the world. So I actually had Algida written on this design because I used it for my Greek island Mykonos, and Algida is the Greek name, but since the heartbrand actually has a different name in Spain, which is Frisco, I think, I'm not quite sure, but something like that, I simply decided to add some changes, so please don't be confused. Later on I'm going to show you the result and it won't have the Algida text written on it. So yeah, I removed that, so I also uploaded a new version which doesn't have text at all, but it's just this logo, so maybe that's also cool if you would like to use this design for your island. It's just perfect for tropical islands in general, or like if you're going for a summer theme or something like that. And the dimension for the ice cream parlor building is 7 squares to the side and 5 squares up. So yeah, that's the final result of my little ice cream parlor and the pool nearby. I would also like to mention that this entire build and like the layout of this building was highly inspired by Kawaii Rocker Place on Instagram, so a huge shout out to them because they come up with such creative Animal Crossing content. So please make sure to show some love to them because they really post so much inspiring content, so you might get a lot of inspiration from this page just like I did. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this ice cream parlor turned out. I also forgot to mention that this little ice cream sign right here, also inspired by the heartbrand franchise, was also made by me, so you can find that on my MA as well. I also decided to add a public toilet right here because why not? So yeah, and nearby we have this little pool, which I just think is such a fun addition. I just wanted to have a pool where I have enough space available to add like matching decoration, which was the case here, so it doesn't look too cluttered or something, but I still managed to fit all the decoration right here, so you can relax right here and eat your ice cream, like before or after swimming in the pool. So I really like how this turned out. You can still freely move around. Like, I really like this pool build and it's my favorite on this island actually. So I'm very glad I changed this build and replaced the Star Trek build, although I kind of liked it, but at the same time it felt kind of boring, so I just wanted to have something new and fresh. So yeah, and with these two builds my island is actually pretty much finished now and also in a state where I'm really happy with this entire island. I just still need to finish the player houses. I am kind of procrastinating when it comes to them, but I have actually started working on my own player house, and there are 3 player houses in total, so once I finish them I'm definitely going to update my dream address once again, and I'm also going to let you know once this is the case. I also added some changes to my museum area, which I just wanted to show you very quick before this video ends. So I wasn't really happy with this museum area, so I added some changes. I replaced this partition item right here, like the wooden partition. I also added more banners right here. I forgot the item's name, but I added this little the roost design right here, and just some little changes in general, like the little lantern and the bag which has the museum. logo kind of, or like a custom design with bladders, and it says museum, so I thought this was a cute addition. So I actually really like how this area looks now. So this is how it used to look before I added the changes. So as I said, I have updated my dream address of Bellnita recently. So here's my dream address of Bellnita if you would like to see the changes I added or would like to discover my island in general. So we have reached the end of this video. I hope you got a lot of inspiration from these two builds, and if you would like to see more Animal Crossing content like this, including builds and also island tours, feel free to subscribe. It would make me very happy to see you on this channel again. So thank you so much for tuning in. So I hope you're having a wonderful day whenever you're watching this. Take care of your beautiful selves and bye!